Good morning, everyone. I'm on the way to the meeting, so I figured I would record this real quick on my drive. Today I just wanted to talk briefly about three mindsets that I believe either hinder or potentially kill success in people's lives. And this will translate over into any kind of work that you're doing, whatever you're trying to achieve, even just physically. Our mindset is really, in my opinion, kind of like the glasses or the lenses that you look at the world through, and that mindset or that way that we're seeing things dictates really everything that we do. It dictates how we approach it and ultimately the results that we get out of it, whatever we're attempting, because of the way that we see things. And just like if I have one of these lenses covered, I'm not able to see clearly. That limiting mindset can be the one thing that holds someone back. Many times it's not about the skill or the potential that I see in someone, it's about their mindset and how they view and look at the world that really determines their results. And if I can unlock that part of their mind and get them to see a different view of something, then their true potential and their true skill or gifting kicks in, and we see the results that we want to see. So I'm going to quickly hit these three limiting mindsets, and you can kind of look at each one and take the opposite, and that's the thing that you want to apply. But the first one is very simple, and this is one I've seen most common in my line of work, is if something is difficult or something is hard, then it must not be for me. A lot of people, it seems like in this current generation, approach things to try something out because they like what they see, the results, or they want to make money, they want to be successful, or they want to get in the gym. And then at the first sign of resistance, or wait, man, that was way harder than I thought it was going to be, then all of a sudden it goes from I feel like I'm supposed to do this to I feel like I'm not supposed to do this. Whether they spiritualize it and tell them that ultimately God changed their mind on what they're supposed to be doing, they go from I'm in to I'm not in. And I think the downside to that is the same would be in the gym. If you got in the gym and the very first day you do a hard workout with a trainer and you're trying to improve your body physically and everything, and then the very next morning you wake up and your legs are in excruciating pain and you can barely get out of bed, and you suddenly say to yourself, well, okay, that's not for me. I must not be designed to work out that way, so I'm just not going to work out that way. You would never improve. We would see that as silly, but in the work environment, it's the exact same thing. If you get into something that has amazing potential, it's going to be challenging at first. And if you go into it thinking it's going to be easy, you're going to struggle. But if you'll go into it looking at it like a challenge and knowing that it's going to force you to grow, because if you were personally already set up for the type of success that you're wanting to have, then you would be having it. But if you're not set up for that success, or you're not seeing the results you want to see, it's because you have to change. And so every time that I've seen a change, in my work and in my income, it's come after a change in me personally. And so first, point that stops people is, one, if you look at it being hard and you see that as a bad thing and then it's not for you, you'll never progress in anything in life. And so you have to take the initiative, and just when it gets tough, know that that's part of the change, and embrace the challenge, embrace the hard parts of whatever you're doing, because really it's the hard parts of what you're doing that are going to actually bring the change. Just like in your physical body with your muscles, it's the tearing of the muscle that brings the growth. It's really the exact same thing in business. And then the second limiting mindset that I've seen is that people feel like, hey, it's almost the opposite, like, oh, I'm good, I can just do this on my own. And I think that you really, really limit your potential, and sometimes even your ability to have any success at all, by trying to just do things on your own and muscle it out by yourself. We're designed to work with people and to get strength from people. The Bible says iron sharpens iron, and so we're not an island to ourselves. We need each other for success. Ultimately, at the end of the day, with anything that we do in life, we're going to need other people around us to be truly successful at it. And you're limiting your ability to hit the heights that you could have hit if you don't involve the people around you. So not only just allowing people to be there to help you and encourage you, but also seeking out a chance to learn from people. I think one of the things that I've done in my life that's brought the most results is I've constantly found out who was the best in whatever I was doing, and then I went and talked to them and asked questions, and then went back out, used what they told me, then went back and asked more questions. And so second limiting belief is that, hey, I'm good, I can just do it on my own. The opposite would be go out and ask for help. Ask for a ton of help. Find out who's the best in your industry, the best at what you do, and take them out to lunch, buy them lunch, and learn from them. Ask them what got them there, because more than likely they started out at the same level as you, or even potentially further back, and they've still had the success. And then that actually leads me into my third point, which is the limiting mindset that where we start is somehow indicative of where we're going to finish. I was reading just a little bit on stocks yesterday, and one of the sayings that kind of stuck out to me is that past results are not an indicator of future progress or future results. And so even in the stock world, knowing that, hey, you can look at what it's done before and see maybe a trend, but more than likely things are going to be different. And it's really the same in our own lives. I'm from South Africa. I grew up most of my life with a single mom and a younger brother. We struggled financially. We moved here with $3,000. If I allowed those things in my life to dictate where I could go financially, I would never be where I am and never be where I see myself going. Even now, this will be the brokest I've ever been in my life. It's just the beginning of what God is going to do and what I feel like, I'm going to be able to achieve in the financial realm. And I had to at some point just cut the cord with the poor South African boy, who at times we really had to believe God for food in our house. I had to cut the ties with that person and realize that that's definitely part of my testimony, but that has no indication of where I'm going to be. And instead of just saying I am how I am, I didn't grow up knowing about finances or understanding these different things. I'm taking time now to study and to learn. And I believe that God will quicken my mind to understand the concepts that I need to understand. And so not allowing your past and the way that you think you're wired, because just like our physical bodies can change through going into the gym and feeding it the right stuff and exercising, so can even, I believe, our personalities. I'm a shy person by nature. I'm definitely a glass half empty personality. People that know me now that have only known me a few years won't even believe that. But this job, being in sales, and being in church and, the environment that I've been around has totally just almost rewired who I am. And so you can change, and your past is not a predictor of who you're going to be in the future unless you let it be. So let go of who you are. Know that it'll be part of your testimony to show like how far you've come in life, but don't let it be the thing that kind of tethers you to what you're the heights you can go, or your potential, where it holds you back like a bungee cord from where you started to where you can finish. I believe anyone can achieve anything in this world. And so putting on these new glasses where you realize that hard work is a challenge that you need to embrace, because that's what makes you better, that you need the people around you, and then ultimately that you can achieve anything that you put your mind to if you just determine and go after it. If there's someone out there on the earth achieving it now, you can achieve it. So you guys are awesome. Let's have an amazing week. We're finished to the week now, Saturday, and an amazing week next week. Let this be the best month of our lives and the best year of our lives. See ya.